Oh, welcome to my channel. I'm Aswa. I am a commercial film director and I direct TV commercials. You can check out my work at aswahan.com. Um, aswahan.com. All the information is down below in the description. And today I have a very interesting topic to cover. Now I'm not endorsed by these guys, but the Mill, they are the ILM of TV commercials. So do check out their work. This is a topic where I was not aware of as a young director. So you have freelance directors, in-house directors, and yeah, that's it. Oh, you have and you can be represented by a production house, but freelance directors. I'm a freelance director. I'm not exclusive or attached to any particular production house. Production houses reach out to me if there's a project and they'll ask if I'm available or if I'm interested in the project. And yeah, that's a freelance director basically, and they have a set fee, like a daily rate. In-house director. So what's an in-house director? In-house director are directors who are exclusive to a particular production house. So for example, as a freelance director, I'll get a brief from this production house, but then I might get the same brief from two other production houses. So I can choose, okay, I would rather work with this production house. Okay, so I can make that choice as a freelancer. Now, if you're an in-house director, you are exclusive and attached to that one production house. You don't have that option to work with other production houses. Also, um, in terms of fee, it's a bit different. I believe they get a lot less. They get like a certain percentage. I would say it depends on the company, it depends on which country, it depends on the contract or the package that you negotiated with that production house. I would say, just from my opinion, I think they would get, like, let's say a third of what a freelancer would get. However, from my understanding, they get a monthly um, fee. You know, just like a person working in a company, you get your monthly income. That's the same with in-house directors. So let's say you don't get any projects in that month, at least you're still getting paid. Well, as a freelancer, if you don't get any projects in that month or the month after that or the month after that, you're getting zip, while the in-house director is getting a monthly income from that production house that's supporting him or her. So if you're like a young director, you're starting off, this is the perfect, I guess, way to start off as a director, is to be in-house for a production house. Now, it depends on the country, because, for example, here in Vietnam, from my understanding, I believe they don't have any in-house directors. Most directors here are freelancers, even the young directors. But like in other countries like the US and even in Malaysia and I believe, yeah, Malaysia, US, Indonesia, some of them have in-house directors. Yeah, so it's good to be in-house director because you have that security in terms of your income, because you know you'll get paid if you don't get any projects. Um, Also, I guess it benefits as well, as, like, for example, if it's a really well-known production house and they get a lot of work, then you're going to be busy doing a whole lot of projects, and I guess they would pay you a certain percentage um, on the amount of projects you do plus your monthly income. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never been in-house, but from my understanding, I believe roughly that's how things run when you're an in-house. But yeah, the benefits are there if you're an in-house. It's security. You know you're getting paid. So in my opinion, And my advice for young directors is to be an in-house director for at least, I don't know, say 2 years. I mean, I wish I had that opportunity, because when I started off as a commercial director and a freelance director, it was hard. It wasn't easy. I had months of no work, at times like 3 months or so, being represented. So what does that mean, being represented or being repped? Now, if you're repped by a production house, it means that you're not exclusive to that particular production house, but um, it kind of helps you as a director to be exposed. For example, okay, there might be a production house and they want to represent you, and so it helps because they somewhat advertise you on their website. You know, they put the list of directors that they represent, and they have what Aswahan and so on and so forth. It also helps you as a director. Say, for example, so let's say you want to direct overseas, then yeah, if there's a production house overseas that wants to represent you, then it increases your chance of getting work, overseas, to that particular country. So, for example, um, let's say I have a, okay, let's say there's a production house that represents me in Russia, let's say. Then on their website, they will say, these are the list of international directors we have and that we work with or that we support. And yeah, and if something comes up, then then your chances of, like, let's say my chance of working in Russia is a lot higher than if I wasn't represented at all. So in my case, for example, I'm represented in several countries now, like let me think, Malaysia, Korea, Dubai, Indonesia, Spain. Ooh, what else am I represented in? This is not me to brag. I'm just letting you guys know which. Bali. Yeah. So, for example, in my case, I'm represented in several countries, and that didn't come all at once. That came over the years of me working as a commercial director. Because I'm represented in several countries, then yeah, so sometimes there would be a brief coming from, let's say, Indonesia, and they'll reach out to me and they'll say, hey, we got this project coming up and we think you're a good fit, and yeah, let me know if you're interested. And yeah, so as a freelance director, it helps a lot to be repped by not just any production house as well. I mean at this stage of my life, I love to be repped by one of the really top production houses. Like, you got Division and Stink, and yeah, so that's like a goal of mine that I would love to aim for. But yeah, in the meantime, yeah, I'm represented by a few production houses overseas. It's helped me. It's good for exposure as well as a director, because I guess the more countries you've had experience working in, it helps you as a director in terms of exposure. That yeah, that you're I guess you can label yourself as an international global director. Yeah, so there's a good tip. Yeah, freelance director is probably the most common. In-house director, and I guess, yeah, being repped as a director or being represented by a production house. There are pros and cons. Each has their flaws and benefits. This is something I wanted to cover because I think there's probably some young directors out there who are unsure on how the whole thing works, or maybe they weren't sure about the whole in-house director thing, and maybe a production house has reached out to them saying, oh, you want to be an in-house, and is it fishy, is it trustworthy, what do I do? If their website and their work is a bit dodgy, then yeah, I would try and avoid it. If you have any questions about this topic, leave them in the comment section down below. And yeah, follow me on my socials. I'm on Instagram, aswa_han. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Also, I'm in the process of finishing my passion project. Need some help in funds, so you can help me out by going to my website. There's a donate button, and you can pay via PayPal, or you can visit my Patreon, become a member. There's options of becoming a free member, so it's super easy. Free member, or you can choose from one of the tiers, like from $1 to $5, and there's exclusive content. Like, I make some content on my Patreon, only to members, and they're not available here on YouTube. So take advantage of that, especially for those of you who want to really kickstart their directing career. I have to say that my Patreon and this channel is the best resource. I'm not being biased, because this is from my experience, and these are things that I found that, there's not much information out there in regards to certain topics and certain, workarounds in this industry. So yeah, and I'm open in terms of ask any questions. I am open to answering any of them. So yeah, until then, I'll see you in the next episode.